Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of the series Study in the UK. Today we will discuss the question, should you take an A-level degree in the UK? And I'm really pleased to introduce you our very first speaker, Miss Anh Pham. So Miss Anh Pham is currently taking year 13 A-level in the UK. She chose four subjects, which are math, further math, biology, and chemistry. And before this degree, she used to study high school in Vietnam. She already finished her year 10 in Vietnam. So, hi, and thank you very much for accepting my invitation today to be the very first guest speaker today.
Hi, my name is Anne, like you guys have been introduced. I'm 16. Uh, I'm gonna be 17 really soon. Hope so. And I'm currently taking A level in the UK, in Brighton, particular. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So today we're gonna discuss your decision of taking A-level degree in the UK. What are the concepts of A-level? What are the advantages of taking an A-level, and what are your challenges? Is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So why did you take A-level at the first place?
Like when I was like I think in secondary school, my family has always been encouraging me to like study abroad, in the UK particularly. And like one day when I was doing some research online for the university there, I realized that most of the best universities require A level and IB. And after like reading some more, I realized that for IB, we have to study six different subjects, which is which is like too much for me because as a Vietnamese student, I studied 13 subjects for like I think 10 years, and that's why I choose A level, because you only need to study 3 to 4 subjects in order to apply for university.
Okay, yeah. So you should need to take 3 to 4 subjects only during your A level.
Yeah,
And as I mentioned at the beginning, you chose math, further math, biology, and chemistry, right?
yeah.
Why did you choose the four subjects?
So for biology, chemistry, and math, which are compulsory because I want to study biomedical science in university. However, like since I was in like still a student in Vietnam, I have a huge interest in math. So I decided to take further math as my fourth subject. At first, my college, they advised me not to choose further math because bio and chemistry, like they are subject which is content heavy. So they don't think that like if my math is not really strong, then I shouldn't take further math. But if you think of the choices that you will have for university degree in the future, if you have 4 subjects, then I think it's worth the time. In my case, for example, if I change my mind about biomedical science, then can have IT or like different subject. For example, let me see, maybe economic or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's just a safe.
Yeah, so it make um you have more options in the future in terms of
That's right.
choosing a major at university, right?
Yeah.
Because normally university they just require 3 subjects for their degree only.
That's right.
Yeah, but then biology and chemistry can imagine is quite specialized in one
Yeah,
area only. Yeah, math and further math, I would say it is applicable for many other majors. Okay, that makes sense to me right now. So, spending 10 years studying in Vietnam, can you find any different between studying A level right now and the time you studied back in your country?
definitely. To be honest, there are a lot of differences.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Many things from the content to the approach, like teaching approach. Let me show an example like in my subject. For biology, the contents are more connected between chapters. For example, if like when I study about lipids, um, I don't. It's not just about what is lipid or what are their components, but their molecular and display formula, how they bond to one another, and um, that knowledge will be applied for many different chapters afterward. And also for math, I would say that the biggest difference is that geometry is not included in the content at all.
Mm.
Yeah, it can be a pro or a con for different people. For me, I'm quite into geometry, so it
Hmm.
the math might not feel complete, but for people who are not really strong in geometry, then the math in A level here is definitely should be considered. Um, the the math exercises are easier compared to the one I have done in Vietnam. However, the teachers here, or I would say the way people arrange the textbook, they did a very good job teaching everything in 2 years. Like even though they don't have geometry, all the content that can be studied in Vietnam will well like well included in 2 years of A level. And I would say that statistics is the most mm, I mean the best aspect of the math here. Like when I study, I cannot like say tell much because I only finished 1 year in the high school. But
Hmm.
um like I have been studying statistics since year 12, and is they like the statistics is really in detail,
Hmm.
and the way that it put into questions is it really make you have to think. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. So it seems like you're enjoying your study at the moment.
Sorry.
It seems like you enjoy your study at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you find it challenging?
Sometimes, yeah. Of course, like even Vietnam or in the UK or I think everywhere in the world, there always be like a difficult side of your studying whatever it is. But
Yeah.
that's what fun about like study, like you try and then you tackle like your weakness,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see yourself like making progress. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a really nice thing.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. Studying challenging in general, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And is it the beauty of that? I mean, like, if you
Yeah.
like those challenges, then it worth your time and you can learn a lot of new things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you enjoy your study is good. Yeah. So you said that you finished year 10 and then you come here for year 12 and year 13 A level, right? It means that you are at around 15, 16 when you first come to the UK to study. So,
Yes.
yeah, from my perspective, is it too young to study abroad on your own? Because you know, the first time I went outside my home country to study was when I 24 already. Yeah, yeah. So, can you tell the advantages and disadvantages of studying abroad in such young age?
For me, just for me, I guess there are more pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
First, like I think many people will answer the same that uh like I learned my own way of studying because like you said you only study like go study abroad at I think 24, so
Mm-hmm.
you must have completed your study in Vietnam, and you can know that Vietnamese like it's not completely a bad thing, but they teach in a traditional way, which
Mm,
is taking note and then listen to the teacher speaking.
it's
But
true.
it's quite a passive way, and it's not like you choose or you learn to write things down in certain way, but you copy your teacher from such a young age, and sometimes it become a habit and
Mm-hmm.
you start doing it without thinking. But here, um there's no consistent way of teaching. This teacher may use some online platform like WooClap or Quizlet, or this teacher can use traditional way like one and then the question and the content and then two the question content like that. Or the teacher can just speak, they just talk about the subject and expect you to like condense your own knowledge. So because that you have to come up with your own way to make things systematic, because it's so hard to follow each teacher in different ways. Um, it's easier said than done, of course.
Of course.
I yeah, I was like I spent my 3 months after the beginning of the year to find my own way. I try so many things. For example, I use traditional notes. I use mind mapping, Cornell note taking method, like anything that I can find the internet, and just hope that work. But of course, like at the end of the day, there will be something that work for you. And for me, I use active recalls, by repetition, and diagrams that which work the best for me. Yeah, that's 3 months.
Mm,
It's a
yeah.
long process, but
Mm, mm,
like it's just hard in the beginning, but afterward, when you know what you need to do, then things kind of go smoothly.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the first thing. Learn your own way of studying. The second thing I would say that is to organize your deadlines.
Mm,
Um, I know that Asian like they have a lot of homework, like tons of homework every day, but um, it's usually in the same way. For example, for your math, your physics, your science subjects, it's gonna be question in the textbook, or your teacher give you exercises to do. And for biology or like social science subjects, you may need to learn by heart some content. But here they have different things. like for chemistry, I think I have finished my homework like yesterday, and I have like quizzes, like multiple choice, um, exam style questions, or just normal textbook exercises.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for maybe for math, I have exercise in the textbook as well, or the teacher can ask us to like prepare the question beforehand, before the next week. So and it's not like every day. Usually, as for my experience in Vietnam, the teacher will give you exercise, and the deadline usually gonna be the next day, or
Mm.
maybe usually they're gonna be like a day like that the homework is need to be handed. So here is different. Sometimes it's the middle of the week, sometimes it's the weekends, sometimes the teacher just quickly add like a new assignment, and the deadline is vary. So
Mm.
you have to be organized, and not just organized, because usually the teacher gonna give you like a week to complete your homework, which sounds so nice because you have
Mm-hmm.
like a week to do it. But there's some research about this, but people said that like you're capable of finishing like your task in a given time. For example, if if today is 5th of November, no, I mean, if 5th of November is the due date of your assignment, and then I decide to finish it early tomorrow, and I set it on my, for example, to-do list or something, the deadline for that gonna be the 2nd of November, that I give
Mm-hmm.
myself 3 days, then I'm more likely to procrastinate because I have 3 days, and I will be like, oh, I still have 3 days, and oh, I still have 2 days. I only have
Yeah.
1 day, and then oh my god, the deadline is coming. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But if I erase that original deadline for 1 second, and I set my own deadline is like for example, uh 3rd of November, I give myself 1 day, then I will likely to finish it in 1 day, because the
Mm.
deadline is there. I cannot run from
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So there there are different ways, like more than that, and it work differently for different people. But that's your work to find out which will work the best for you. And of course, like the first thing I told, it takes time, so you
Mm.
have to focus on your skill and your method of things at the beginning, so you can catch up later.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, those things I've said is like academic thing. The last thing I want to say is not academic related. But you should learn how to do things to yourself and take responsibility.
Mm.
Like when there's no one showing you or telling you what to do, you make all the decisions. So basically, there's no one to blame when things go wrong.
Mm.
For
Mm.
example, like many times in the college, I have all of my friends, they have received their timetable, but not me. Like I think I was like thinking, if I was in Vietnam, I would be sitting there waiting for the teacher ask me like if anyone hasn't got one. But here in the UK, if I do the same, no one will ever realize that for weeks. And I will
Mm.
have no timetable for weeks. And
Mm.
if I come to the teacher and asking, they gonna assign it to like my fault. But
Mm.
it kind of makes sense because it's your timetable, even though the school, of course, is their fault in the first place. but you have to have your own responsibility for your study that it affect your studying. So you have to rush there asking it in the first place. So yeah, and you have to know which email, like the right email that you need, or the right person that you need to ask. Like those things no one will tell you, but you have to find it yourself. For example, if you email and they don't reply immediately and it's urgent, then you have to find that people that one in person and talk to them. Yeah, it's not just an example. It is applied for many things in the same ways. But yeah, it's challenging because it's so different from things before like my life in the UK. Things are different. So, but I guess I kind of love the process because I always feel like my life is completely in my control.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's make you feel like confident and powerful.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, you're lucky to learn about all of those stuff when you are young. Because back to my case again, I went abroad when I 24 already. I spent entirely my university life in Vietnam, and I am kind of, you know, being passive. So when I first got here, I studied master here. And that master,
Yeah.
I should have 1 year only, 3 semester, many subject, many things to finish. And I feel overwhelmed at the beginning. I don't
Yeah.
know what to do. I'm not familiar with the whole process. And for you, it takes you 3 weeks to realize that how can you manage your study, but for me it took me several months, and after several months I already finished my first semester. So you can imagine that, yeah, it's quite hard at that time, not knowing about all of those skills before. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess like I've said three pros, like three advantages, but I guess if you like put it in one, I would say that I have more time to
Yeah,
fix my mistakes.
exactly.
Yeah, like it's will be the same process. It's not completely the same, but people definitely will have mistake and
Mm,
will have things that they don't know. But like because I came here when I was like young compared
mm,
to many people, so I have more times. And of course, like you say, it's master and it's 1 year. It's have like a lot of things to do. And I'm A level. I have 2 years. And usually at first people won't rush you too much in the academic thingy. So I kind of have time to fit in with the new life and stuff. Yeah, but I think the only like disadvantage that is lack of life experience. Like
mm,
even if you don't have much time, but you have a bit of this and that in life before.
mm,
So
mm,
you like I don't know, it's just like you have the skill already.
mm,
Some kind of skill that necessary, and lack of life experience can really lead to bad choices and being used by bad people.
mm,
It's like it's not your home country. Surrounding you is like all of them are strangers.
mm,
Even people in the same from the same countries, you cannot completely trust them like your classmate in back in high school or something.
mm,
It's hard. And for example, like I've received so many phone scams, email scams, text scams, all kinds of scams you can think of.
mhm,
Like, but they're sent in the way that even teenagers can be tricked if they are like careless. So
mhm,
people can take advantage of you, seeing you like a foreigner, like know nothing about the country, like which is complicated, but they it's happened and you have to prepare for it. So I think that's the con. And like you should have the mindset that things gonna happen and you have to prepare yourself beforehand, so
Yep.
to protect ourselves. Like it's like yeah, come back to the responsibility. You have to take
Yeah,
responsibility.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So stay alert, right?
True.
Yeah, but yeah, you can see there is a disadvantage, and I do agree. I do agree because you are young, you don't know thing happening in life. It can be much more complicated, but at least I said you can be um, uh, in an alert situation, like, and you know that you have to be responsibility for your decision as well. Why compared to with my case when I spent my university time in Vietnam, the environment is quite safe for me. Like I have all of my friends at uni, and the good thing about being a student, you can choose your friend.
That's right.
It's not like you graduate, you work, you cannot choose the one you work with. But during your university, you can choose. Okay, I cool with this guy. I will play with him. I like that guy. I should hand down with her, and
Yeah.
it kind of I create an extremely safe environment. And after I get out of that environment, I am innocent person. But after I graduated, I get my first job. I don't know anything about life, and I'm in your state again. Probably be used by other people, by being take advantage by other people, and I didn't know because I grew up in a safe environment, in a protected environment, and in my case, let you know that my parent is not over protected. Like my parents just let me do anything I want. But I already feel I overprotected. Let's imagine a person who stay with their parent and their parent take care of everything, so they can be in the same position as you are after they graduate university. Yeah, so I would consider that as an advantage aspect as well. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true. These
yeah.
things always have their two sides, of course.
Exactly. Yeah, everything
Yeah,
we have two sides. Yeah.
yeah, but from what I say is like the con side of that is like is I don't know, for because I'm young. Like
Mm-hmm.
if even you're like innocent after you leave, graduate from university, you're still somewhat, a bit of it, like you have a good taste
Mm-hmm.
of what things gonna feel like. But
Yeah.
I'm in high school. People in my class are from the same city, they speak the same accent, the same language, they share the same things. Even
Yeah.
their differences is not like
I
significant.
know. Yeah. I.
Yeah,
I. Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
different. Yeah,
Yeah.
so the con size kind of like affects more, like I mean, it's more significantly to me than the
Mm.
pro side, because it's new. Yeah, it's just new. I need time to try to like adapt. And
Yeah.
um yeah, but after that, it's it's really like advantage, because you like you know what to do. And you always stay alert, like you say, is in a good way, of course.
Mm.
So you know that you always have your back, and like always try to like make yourself feel safe and
Mm.
protect yourself from things around. And like is it all not always clear who are bad, who are good, but because if you're exposed to these things like a bit early, then afterward you may have a clearer sight when you talk to people or you share time with them. Yeah, I think
Mm,
so.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I do agree with you. Everything have two sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have to accept the negative side and try to make it better.
Mm, of course.
Yeah, yeah. So it seems like you grow a lot after 1 year studying in the UK. Can you share more about it? How do you find yourself growing after a year studying here?
Of course, I think I grow in a good way. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I guess I feel more confident, more independent, freer, and I have tried many things that I've never done before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not saying life here is like 100% better. For instance, I always think of Vietnamese food like all the time.
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
oh my
Vietnamese food
god.
is the best. You
Yeah,
know,
it just
even myself, I stay here now for 6 years already, and my family always cook Vietnamese food.
yeah,
Yeah,
Vietnamese food is the best.
yeah.
Of course, many things as well, but I love Vietnamese food.
Mm,
And many things like nightlife in Saigon and like days I travel with my family.
mm-hmm,
But I think I enjoy the life here as well. Like the atmosphere, the air feel nice. This I don't know, it just feel really chill and it just suits me.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's hard
yeah.
to describe. It's very
Sometimes you cannot
personal.
explain that, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. It's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You have to feel it. You have to feel it
Exactly.
yourself.
Yeah. I understand. I kind of understand because I'm in the same situation. Like if you ask me whether I would like to live in Vietnam, then yes, I like the food, I like the people there. I always miss my hometown, which is Mekong Bay Delta. It's like all of my good memories are there. But I don't know why I should enjoy living here. I cannot explain.
Yeah.
Life here is not, you know, 100% better. I don't have a lot of friends here. But it's just the feeling. And sometimes I
Yeah.
cannot explain that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really personal. Like,
exactly. It's really personal. Yes,
yeah.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. So, get back to an A level program. Okay. So we know that A level is one option you can choose in order to apply for university in the UK as an international student. So do you
Yeah.
have any tips on choosing a college to study A level?
Um, there are different things. So the thing is, it's not like university. University, for example, if you're searching for biomedical science, for example, then there are many university that have the same course, but
Mm-hmm.
the content, the syllabus, the course structure will be different,
Mm-hmm.
more or less. Yeah, but they definitely will be different. But for the college, so here they have I don't know what it's called, but like they have certain textbook
Mm-hmm.
from different company, I guess. So for me, I use Pearson. Actually, let me correct myself. My college used Pearson,
Okay.
but from the same college, my friend studying psychology, and the college use AQA.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think they choose which textbook that they feel like work the best, or they
Okay.
feel like suit their way of teaching, I guess. But so the thing that you should look into maybe which which textbook the college used. Because if you look up, then the way that the way the content is displayed in different textbooks are really different, like really
Mm,
different. Yeah,
wow, I
I've
didn't
I've
know
seen.
that.
Yeah, I
Mm,
know. It's new, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a Pearson. It have
Mm,
OCR. Is have I think International SC or something, and AQA, and they're different. Like the same college, they can use different textbook for different subjects, and you should look into that because I think it's gonna be significant. Yeah, and let me think. Maybe look into the review on the internet
mm,
because it's nice to have different opinion from different
mm.
perspective.
Yep.
Yeah, it's will be more reliable.
Yeah.
Just taking advice from one or two friends that have studied there.
Mm,
And I think the best way is to be active, like actually email the college and see what they're offering, and like to look into what the facility. Oh yeah, facility. Like to see what they offer. The facility. Do they provide you textbook, or do they have good lab tools? um, how many practical session do you have if you study science? That's really
mm,
significant because there are many students like are rejected this year
mm.
from university because they didn't have um, the practical mark. So
Mm-hmm.
it's important.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and maybe if you're staying here, then maybe look into the residence, like or homestay or where you plan to stay, because the environment around you can affect your studying as well.
Mm, mm.
Yeah,
I
there
do
are
agree.
different things. Yeah, but for me, I always think like information is like power. Like
Mm.
if you have more information than your opponent, then you win.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do agree. I do agree. And try
Yeah,
to reach out different sources of information, right?
that's right. And nowadays, internet is the world. You can find everything for free.
Lucky
Yeah,
you.
lucky you. Yeah, then like take advantage of social media as well. Like there's
Hmm.
really like many groups on the internet from like if you plan to study at this college, then there may be a group for this college, and maybe show the group chat and then asking about the experience and stuff.
Hmm.
um yeah, like use everything you have to gain the best out of it and then make your decision. Yeah.
Mm, great, great. Oh, I think your advice are really useful to students. Actually, there's something I never thought before. Yeah, especially during the time I shoot the university as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
but university, as you said, is kind of easier because we can search for the program structure, whether we like that structure or not. We can search for ranking as well. So,
yeah,
yeah, and we can search for the entry requirement. But for college, it's quite different, right?
yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. So the
But
approach, I would say it may be different.
yeah, but for the cost structure, I think we can do the same after we know which textbook that gonna be used, because
Mm,
on the website, after you know the textbook, then go to the website of that textbook. For example, for me it's Pearson, then you go to pearson.com, and then they always, even though they don't have the free version of the textbook of course, but they always provide you a specification which
mm,
included every single thing that you need to learn in
mhm,
that subject, like every
mm.
single thing. in
Oh,
such
right.
detail, and their math scheme as well, like how significant the topic will be. And they also have, like, for example, at the end of the A level, I have, I think, two or three paper I forgot, which is embarrassing. But they also included like which topic gonna be in which paper in
Mm-hmm.
such detail.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so you can definitely know what you can expect from the syllabus.
Okay. Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's really useful. Yeah. Beside the academic side, do you have any other advice to students who are considering taking A level in the UK?
Um, please prepare your language. Because man, I have talked to many people, and many of them have thinking about come here and then study English,
Mm-hmm.
instead of studying in their country. But I don't know, maybe it's different cases for people. But for me, studying English in Vietnam is, even though it expensive, but definitely will be cheaper than the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when you speak the same language, you can explain like difficult topic easier, and
Mm-hmm.
in such a way that you can really comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so language is not just for your study, for the communication with your friends, with the people around you, using services, for example, call here, like every time you want to go to the doctor, it's not like you walk straight up to the hospital. You have to take a phone appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so difficult talking to people without looking at their face with their like mouth.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Mm.
That's why you have to have good listening skill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for life as well. It's not just for studying. For your relationship here, your GP, doctor, go to supermarket. Like if you lost, you know how to ask for the way, or
Mm.
and also when you're in the UK, like a country that speak English fluent in their language, you will give you the confidence.
Mm.
Yeah,
Definitely. Definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the mental thing. It's not like things that you can really see, but like it's the feeling. Like yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I do agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Like back to the time when I first went to the UK, I really scared every time my phone rang because, as you said, when you talk to people face to face, you can guess what they are talking by, guessing
Yeah.
based on their gesture, based on their behavior. However, talking full phone like hell, I don't understand anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's hard.
it's true. It's true. Yeah, it's true. Prepare the language. Prepare yourself with the language. It's one of the most important thing to do before coming to the country to study, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because at the end of the day, it is about the study, not just the language. Like if you
That's
study in
right.
your home country, the content is already challenging. Don't put language
Yeah,
in additional
that's
challenge.
right.
Yeah.
And even though you study science or social, no, I mean natural science or social science, you always have to read like a
Mm,
lot.
mm,
Not just college, will be more in university and
mm,
master and PhD stuff.
mm.
And prepare your English is so important.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
do agree. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much for sharing your experience, which I find it extremely useful For myself, I know a lot of new things today, and definitely for students who are thinking about studying abroad, especially who are thinking about taking an A-level degree in the UK. So thank you so much for your time, and good luck with your study.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice talking to you as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you.